as we come back. A big mistake by Notre Dame, followed by a big gap. Of course, that's the commercial break after the third quarter.
And I tell you what, it would be interesting. I don't know if Lou Holtz has the guts to do it, but this would be a fascinating time for a fake punt.
Jeff Burris is the up back. He'll kick it away.
Not bad.
And Sawyer takes it on the run. And with the win, Florida State will start at their own 39-yard line. Here's what's happened in case you just joined us. Ward to Knox, 12-yard touchdown pass. Florida State went up early. Notre Dame came back. Jarrell, 32-yard touchdown run. That tied it. Lee Becton, 26 yards on the ground. Notre Dame on top. Jeff Burris, 6 yards on the ground. Notre Dame 21-7. Kevin Pendergast, career-long 47-yard field goal, 24-7. And then Ward to the freshman Dunn, 6 yards of the touchdown pass. Florida State pulls within 10 as we start the fourth quarter. Charlie Ward, little looping pass to McCorvey. And McCorvey, he's going to pick up a first down.
McCorvey on the slant route, I mean way underneath. He got bumped underneath by the linebackers. It's a good thing Ward saw him because he just missed getting sacked. This is a great athletic play. Thrown to his left, McCorvey makes the catch. He gets run down by Bursic, but not before he gets within about a half yard of the first down.
They mark him down at the 48, so it is second down and 1. Hernandez and Conley are into that offensive line. Dunn is in the backfield. Oh, Sean Jackson is in the backfield. Here is the pass downfield. And this again is to Kez McCorvey. He has really been the go-to guy for Charlie Ward.
And we mentioned that from the very top. Look at the great hands that he has here. The linebacker is going to hit him. Look at him stand and catch the ball. And just as he's hit, look at that. He still hangs on to the ball even though Bursic hits him right in the middle of the back. That's great hands, great concentration by the youngster from Mississippi.
Notre Dame 46-yard line, first down, Florida State. Charlie Ward to the right, has it protected, throws downfield, passes complete. Guess who? Kez McCorvey. It'll be a first down. Jeff Burris and Brian McGee were chasing him.
Roll right. You're going to see underneath. He's just going to run an out route. McGee can't cover him from the inside. He's already given up 3 yards. Puts it right on the money, and McCorvey with the first down.
33-yard line. Oh. Right past the outstretched hands of a Fighting Irish defender. So he threaded the needle. It's a first down at the 33-yard line of Notre Dame. Lots of time. 13:48 remaining. Ward, little swing near side. Sean Jackson. Jackson just plows ahead near the 25-yard line. He's going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. Brian McGee and Bobby Taylor make the tackle.
And what Sean Jackson did that was smart right there is that instead of trying to make moves and slip on the grass, he just lowered his shoulder, broke a tackle, got a couple extra yards that he wouldn't have had if he was trying to juke and jive.
Second down and 3, and Warwick Dunn is in the ballgame. Dunn comes in, Jackson comes out. Downfield, tipped, almost intercepted. McCorvey, the intended receiver, and Burris. Oh.
Now he's got to be frustrated because this is at least the third or maybe even the fourth time he's had a chance at an interception. Ball is really whistled in there. Comes off the hands. Now watch. Burris is going to have plenty of time to come up and see it. Look, the ball comes off his hands. Tipped right there. Oh, no, no. Just off the tack-ified gloves. Hey, maybe if he's barehanded, he catches it.
Another note is that when Dunn went in motion, Thomas Knight went out in the flat with him, taking that route away.
I think they'd be wise here to go with the rollout. Give Charlie Ward the option to run or throw.
Dunn's in motion, third down and 3. Over the middle, all alone is McCorvey. He found the dead spot in the zone, 15-yard line. Jeff Burris makes a tackle. First down, Seminoles.
What happens here is the crossing routes are going to come underneath, and as a result of that, the crossing routes come underneath, and McCorvey finds the dead spot in the zone. The linebackers pick up on the crossing route. Watch in the middle is McCorvey wide open. Look at all the grass right here that enabled McCorvey to get the catch. Good job by Ward to pick up his second receiver.
His 8th reception for 92 yards. Here's the spread out. This side pass is thrown. Is it complete? Yes.
He slipped and fell and came up
To
with it.
Mark Vann,
Wow.
a sliding reception at around the 7-yard line.
He came back on the comeback right, and his feet came out from under him, but he was still able to catch the ball. Take a look. Watch at the end of the play. Watch number 80. Watch his feet come up. Whoops, I fell down, but oh, I still caught it. Amazing. Hits him right under the chin. Nice catch by number 80, Vanover.
Second down and 3.
This is the time here, once again, to get Dunn the ball on the outside. Have your people cut to the outside. Give Dunn a chance to go one-on-one with the linebacker like he did last series.
Direct snap to Dunn. They were waiting for it. That's the second time we've seen the play in the ballgame. The first time we saw it was to Sean Jackson, first time that he has run it this year.
And that time it only went for 3 yards. I know that they don't like to huddle, but this really would be a big time to huddle up and say, hey, look, let's be sure of this play. That was a big loss there, because now at 3rd and 7, running out of field to play with, this is a crucial call. Once again, Jim Flanagan having an outstanding game for the Irish in on a number of big plays. Remember, he was the one that stripped the ball from Knox at the end of the first half.
3rd down and 7, a loss of 4 on the play.
Ward better hurry.
Over the middle, pulled down, but the 7-yard line. It is Vanover again who makes the reception.
Now here's an interesting point. I'll be interested to see what Bobby Bowden wants to do. Clearly they're down by 10. They're going to go for the field goal.
And here is Scott Bentley. The youngster featured in Sports Illustrated. By now, I think everybody knows that story. He has one attempt wide right from 54 yards away.
Let me say here, Charlie, even if he does make the field goal, Notre Dame made somewhat of a stand. The momentum clearly had shifted to Florida State.
24 yards away, and it is good. So Scott Bentley hits from 24 yards out, and Florida State has 3 more. They fall within a touchdown and an extra point with 10:40 left to go in the ballgame. It wasn't pretty, but it was good. And we'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. You don't want to miss this one. You're looking at the face of Scott Bentley, who just split the uprights from 24 yards out to pull Florida State within 7 of Notre Dame, and he will now be kicking off. Clint Johnson is the deep back on the return. Seminoles with the win. And he nails this one, and it will be taken out of the end of the end zone for the touchback, and will bring it out to the 20-yard line, where Notre Dame's offense will come out with 10:40 left to go, and they have a 7-point lead.
And clearly this is the time where the offensive line has to reestablish the dominance that they had in the second quarter, even though they do not have the win. The play-action pass that was effective for them during that period of time, that was with the win, and now they don't have the win. They have to get their ground game going again here. They can ill afford to go 3 and punt.
Kevin McDougal is the quarterback, with Ray Zeller as the fullback, and Lee Becton is the tailback. And that could be a backward pass. It goes as a lateral. Doesn't make any difference. Becton cuts back. He has the first down. He is horse-collared at around the 35-yard line by Richard Coase. He's going to pick up 15 on the play. Big first down. And the first passing yards for Notre Dame in the second half.
Give Lou Holtz a lot of credit. This is the play that they had in the first series of the game, if you recall, when Becton on 3rd down got the first. Nice one-handed grab. Poor job in the secondary of coming up to make the tackle. Yeah, he gets him down there, but at the 35 yards, big first down play for Notre Dame.
Gain of 15. Zeller takes a step back, and he has the ball in a couple of yards. That's going to be it, as Ken Alexander was there to cover him at the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Notre Dame 24, Florida State 17. For Notre Dame, that completion just a moment ago was their first completion since the second quarter, with 3.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
There's the man right there that the pressure's on here in the 4th quarter, talking to his son Skip. We've got to mix it up. We can't be predictable. We can't just jam into the middle because they've been stopping our run. What is it we're going to do?
2nd down and 8, we're going to throw. Here's the quick out. Miller, touchback, 45, 50. 48-yard line of Florida State. Richard Coase and Derek Brooks with the stop after 19 for Michael Miller.
Once again, a great call by Holtz, and Holtz coming out. Fairly safe pass, and Mike Miller, all 5'7", 152 pounds, and follows behind a great block there. Leveling the quarterback, enabling him to get downfield. Derek Mays with the big block to spring Miller.
And now the handoff is to Becton. And the 45-yard line. So he picks up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Notre Dame averaging 15 passes a ball game. In this ball game, Lou Holtz told us I could go as high as 25. He has gone as high as 16 right now with 9 minutes to go.
Never bigger than those last 2, though, Charlie.
2nd down and 7. Notre Dame 24, Florida State 17. Tied at the end of the first quarter, 7-7. Notre Dame led at the half, 21-7. Florida State trying to come back. Rolling left, throwing, and it is incomplete. Adrian Jarrell, the intended receiver, and Tristan Abraham picked him up. Now it's 3rd down and 7.
There's the man who wants to establish his own identity. Nepotism has nothing to do with the reason why that man is the offensive coordinator for Notre Dame. In fact, he reminded us, I was the first Holtz that was here.
I was here before Dad got here.
And if there's been a bigger call in the game, I don't know what it is. Right now, 3rd and 6. He's got to come up with something special.
Notre Dame only 3 of 10 in 3rd down opportunities in this ballgame. Slot far side with Miller in the slot. 3 wide receivers in this package.
Coming with the blitz, corner blitz.
Pass, Dawson holds on, 1st down. Lake Dawson. A gain of 14. His 2nd reception.
Here they come off the corner. They took a chance, and they came with some extra people. That enables Dawson to come down. Look at the adjustment that McDougal makes. Coming to his left, he comes back. A little bit off. There, he pulls the ball back. Still throws off the wrong foot. And for Lake Dawson, who had dropped 2 passes earlier, sweet revenge.
And a tendency to say, great Lake. 1st down. I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Play action fake option. Here's the pitch. It is Becton around the corner. 20 and then pulled down from behind. 14 yards on the play. And that offensive line of Notre Dame and the calling of the offensive coordinator. Ken Alexander finally with the stop. But the Irish clearly on the attack.
Just as significant as the run of Becton is the clock now is becoming the ally of Notre Dame. Under 8 minutes and running. The option had not been particularly effective, but they bring it back, change things up. Now they're definitely in field goal position once again. There's Brooks, goes down with the ankle hurting him a little bit. Not in pursuit, enabling Becton to get some extra yardage.
1st down at the 17, slipping a couple of tackles, lowering his head is Ray Zellers as he plows through the Seminoles. Alonzo Horner and Clifton Abraham finally stop him. 11-yard line.
Remember earlier in the game, Ray Zellers ducked under a couple of arm tackles when it looked like he was tackled in the middle of the field. There he breaks at least 2 or 3, showing the power running from the fullback position.
Don't forget, this drive started back at the Notre Dame 20-yard line, with momentum shifting to the Seminoles. Following the field goal by Scott Bentley, pulling within 7, and the Irish have come back. Now in short yardage, Paul Phelan is the quarterback and the full house backfield. They have scored in the ball game off of this alignment, and they're going to do it again. Same man, Jeff Burris. Holding a conference. When we talked with Jeff Burris, he said he dreamed that he would have an interception and return it for a touchdown. Well, dreams are made of 2 carries, 17 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. And for Jeff Burris, dreams do come true.
It will be assessed on the kickoff.
Personal foul against Florida State assist on the kickoff. Not only is that certainly is going to help Notre Dame in terms of field position with that extra 15 yards kicking into the wind.
Pendergast to attempt the point after. It is now 30-17. And he will try to tack on one more with 6:53 left, and he does. Notre Dame, 6:53 left to go in the ballgame.
It might not have been his day for interceptions, but it has been for rushing touchdowns. There he breaks 2 more tackles, running right through the arms of the Florida State defenders. Jeff Burris, 2 TDs. That's a happy man. And there's the penalty there at the end as Abraham pushes him into the crowd. If there's a happier man than Burris, that's him.
We'll be back with the kickoff. Notre Dame 31, Florida State 17. This is Charlie Jones, Todd Christensen, Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson, John Dockery. 6:53 left to go, Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame 31, Florida State 17.
Don't forget that Vanover, as Charlie mentioned earlier, had a 50-yard kickoff return average last year. So if for some reason Pendergast can't kick it out of the end zone, look for Florida State to get a return.
The wind catches this one. You could see 5 yards deep, and he was kicking from the 50-yard line. It's a touchback out to the 20.
First play of the drive. The momentum is all Florida State's. The crowd is quiet, and they're going to run the ball. Right, wrong. Fake to Zellers. Come out to Becton. You could argue that might have been the biggest play of the game because both the Holtzes decided we have to attack. We can't lay back. That changed the course of Florida State's defense. Huge drive for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
The ball at the 20-yard line, 6:53 time remaining. The Seminoles with Warwick Dunn, the young freshman in the backfield with Charlie Ward. And they'll go with the 4 wide receiver package. 4-man rush, running room up the middle. And Charlie slides across the 30. They'll mark him down at the 31-yard line. He'll pick up the first down. It does a couple of things. Gets the ball upfield, stops the clock, they move the chains. Now with 6:44 left to go.
One of the things about college football, because they do stop the clock with the chains, if they can get 4 or 5 quick first downs, not that much time will go off the clock.
Rolling right, going deep, trying to get it all, and it is overthrown. Tamarick Vanover, the intended receiver, and Charlie was about 4 yards over his head. It'll be second down and 10. Back at the 31-yard line.
Wind pushed that one a little bit deeper than Charlie Ward wanted.
Jeff Burris had the coverage. So we'll bring it back. 6:34 time remaining.
One of the issues here during the drive is the fatigue of the defensive backs for Notre Dame. You see in the back, you see Burris and Taylor with hands on hips. When they throw every down, that could be a factor.
William Floyd and Warwick Dunn now in the backfield with Charlie. Ward swings near side. This is the fullback Floyd. And he's going to go out around the 35 or the 36-yard line. So it'll be third down and about 5 yards to go. Greg Lane was there for Notre Dame. So all of a sudden the Seminoles face that very crucial third down situation.
Well, it is, but the offensive people for Florida State have to be conscious of the fact that we're in 4-down territory anyway, down by 2 touchdowns with 6 minutes left. So they're adjusting their play calling to the reality that they have 4 downs here. And they're going for it.
This is third down and 5. The margin 11 points. Pass is incomplete. Going up for it was Matt Fryer. He could not come down. Brian Hamilton was putting the pressure on Charlie Ward.
Bad choice rolling to his right and having to come back. He sidearms it across his body and across the field. Tough catch. No way Fryer could come up with this one.
Sean Wooden had the coverage for Notre Dame.
What? I can't believe this.
6:22. Bobby Bowden feels that's a lot of time. Sean Liss will be kicking.
Yeah, it is a lot of time. But the point is that even if he kicks the ball deep, they're going to take some time off the clock with their running game. I don't like this. I think he's got to go for it in this situation.
This is the 6th time that he has kicked in the ballgame. Notre Dame has everybody up close. They do not have a return on. We are looking for a possible gadget play. It's not there. Here's the kick with the win. It's a good one. And Miller calls for the fair catch. Now, he did that before. He's got to be doing that on instructions from the bench. 46 yards on the kick. We'll be back in a moment. We're looking down at Notre Dame Stadium from the Goodyear Blimp Spirit, one of 3 blimps operated by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. And you might have noticed the lights are on here at Notre Dame in the 4th quarter. Our special thanks to Musco Light for bringing in their portable lighting towers, brightening up our pictures as darkness begins to set in here in South Bend, Indiana. Boy, the lights are really good, too. 6 minutes and 14 seconds. That is the time remaining. Notre Dame with the football at their own 19-yard line.
To segue the lights, however, Charlie, I think the lights were out on the Florida State sideline by not going for it on 4th down. With 6:14 left, Notre Dame doesn't have to get a first down. All they have to do is run some time off the clock. Also, the fact that Florida State only has 1 timeout left, so it's not as if they can stop it.
And here is Lee Becton, and he is swarmed under at the 18. He will lose a yard. The defense led by James Roberson, number 47. So it will be 2nd down and 11. In the first 9 games of the year, the Seminoles defense gave up 2 rushing touchdowns. Today, Notre Dame has scored 4 rushing touchdowns against this defense. Notre Dame leading 31-17. The margin is 11. And like Todd said, they're going to be content here just to run some time off of the clock. But don't forget, a field goal, a touchdown, and 2 points, and you're tied. It's a reach right now against the time.
No, they have to score 2 touchdowns here, Charlie.
Why can't they score a touchdown, go for 2, and kick a field goal?
They just don't have time. They don't have time to score 3 times. They have to kick 2 field goals and get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
A touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. That's 2 scores. Right? 8, 9, 10, 11. They're down. Excuse me. My math is off. They're down by 14. You're right. Excuse me.
Quite all right.
That's okay.
I'm excited too.
It's a 14. Well, I said 11. There it is. Let's make it official. It's 14 points.
Offense. 3rd down.
And that's the dead ball delay. Of course, they want to use up as much time as possible. 5 minutes is the time remaining. That is only the 2nd Notre Dame penalty today. Remember, one of the things that Lou Holtz told us, no foolish penalties. That one was not a foolish penalty. They're just taking more time off the clock. 4:57. Now it starts to count down again. Ray Zellers, Roberson, and Ken Alexander.
Now, it'll be interesting here. I'm surprised. This would have been the time for me if I'm Florida State to take the timeout. Stop it now, because Notre Dame not only will come out in the field and snap it probably with 1 second left, they might even think about taking the delay, even though that will hurt them in terms of field position. What they're concerned with now is taking as much time off the clock as possible.
12 seconds and counting on the 25-second clock. Florida State has everybody coming. They do not have anybody back. Kick is not all that good. And will be down around the 46-yard line.
Now again, he would have been smart there just to let the ball go, because as long as the ball is going, there's time off the clock. Not only, as you mentioned, 10 seconds left on the thing when he snapped the ball, but there when the ball bounced, let the thing roll. Take some more time. Now there's 4:05. And as you mentioned, that could be enough time to get 2 touchdowns.
4:05 left in the ball game, and Florida State has good field position. They will start at the Notre Dame 45-yard line. A throw, and nobody's there. McCorvey throwing off of the reverse.
Well, at this point, if you're Notre Dame, you're backpedaling. This just isn't going to work. This is the kind of gimmick that's going to fool people because nobody thinks that you're going to run the ball. Everybody knows you're going to pass. Burris is sitting in the secondary waiting for it. It's actually a good play by McCorvey just to get rid of it.
So it is 2nd down and 10, still at the 45-yard line. Now with 3:57, that is the time remaining. Florida State down by 14. Ward, little swing near side. William Floyd, he needs to get out of bounds. And he does, and he is dead.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty.
And that is a penalty.
Good call. It was.
40-yard line. And Lou Holtz is right down amongst his players. And he does not want foolish penalties.
And that really was. Clearly he's out of bounds, and Justin Goheen wants to get a hit. And Lou Holtz is actually coming out of the field to talk to him. Unbelievable. He can't believe that happened. Nose to nose.
And Goheen will be coming out of the lineup.
Clearly out of bounds right here. He steps out at least 2 yards out of bounds. Absolutely unnecessary for Goheen to go in and do that. And Holtz is upset about it. He's not upset with the official. He's upset with Goheen because he knows that was a good call. Look at him running after. He wants a piece of the player, not the official.
The ball now at the Notre Dame 25-yard line. 1st down. Handoff is to William Floyd, and there's nothing there. A scramble at the bottom may have been a fumble. Official comes out with the ball, and tempers beginning to flare just a bit. Been a really good hard-hitting ball game.
Florida State has to expedite the process here with the clock running now at 3:27 and counting. They can't afford the luxury now of trying to run the ball. He's got to get it downfield.
And again, Florida State with only 1 timeout remaining. Has pressure, rolls to the near side. There's a flag down. Ward carries. He's going to step out of bounds at around the 10-yard line, but there was a flag across the field at the 13-yard line. Now Charlie Ward picked up some 14 yards on the play. And we still have just over 3 minutes to go with still the margin at 14. Florida State with an opportunity if they can score. Onside kick and can still pull this one out.
I would think they're going to refuse this because they have the 1st down and the clock stopped.
One thing we might mention about the officials, we talked with Dale Phillips yesterday. They've been looking at tape of both ball clubs, familiarizing themselves with both of the offenses and the defenses, part of their preparation for this game.
Holding on the defense. The penalty be assessed at the end of the run.
Penalty assessed at the end of the run. The holding on the far side of the field. Here's a look at it.
Nichols, he comes upfield. He's going to come out of bounds. The holding is actually on the other side of the field.
But there's another hole. That's William Floyd.
Now here's the interesting point here, Charlie. If they can score immediately here, if they can score on the 1st or even the 2nd play here, they might not have to kick the onside kick. They might be able to kick deep, 3 and punt, and then use their timeout.
From the 6, 1st down, goal to go. Charlie runs, buying some time, slips a tackle, and he's at the 4. It'll be 2nd down, goal to go. He used up a lot of time. Clock is moving. Time, so it flag in the end zone.
Oh, goodness.
That will stop the clock. 2:49 left in the game.
If this is what I think it is, if it's a personal foul against Jesus Hernandez, a late hit, boy, that's going to be awful for Florida State.
We have a dead ball. Personal foul on the offense. 15-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd down.
And so that takes the ball from the 4-yard line, the end of the play, back to the 20-yard line.
Upset Jesus Hernandez was in the end zone and he got in a collision. He was bouncing around with the defensive back. You know what? In a situation like this, the remaining 3 minutes, unless it's blatant like Goheen's was a couple of yards out of bounds, you hate to see that call.
You make a correction. It is 2nd and goal to go. Ward scrambles, buys some time, throws, pass is complete to Matt Fryer. He steps out of bounds, stops the clock. 2:39 remaining. And again, a reminder: the score is Notre Dame 31 and Florida State 17. And even with my bad math, it comes out now 14 points. That's the margin. I feel so bad. Forgive me.
Well, I feel, you know what, though? I feel badly now for Jesus Hernandez because that play not only puts them back, even if they score the touchdown, the time is completely off the clock. Oh, that's awful for Florida State. Hate to see that happen.
3rd down, goal to go. End zone. It is there. No. Kevin Knox, who has a touchdown reception of the ball game, and a bit of jawing going on with Ian John Covington.
Into the ball right there in his arms. Slips through right there at the last minute. Covington gets a piece of it and the ball bounces out.
The down markers say 4th down. The scoreboard says 3rd down.
You have a problem with that penalty, Charlie? It was after the play.
It's a dead ball foul.
A dead ball foul, and the play counted.
And we have a false start on the right side of the offensive line of the Seminoles. And that will cost another foul.
You know what's too bad? These great teams and what has happened, and then it has to come down to this and some of the goofy mistakes near at the end of the game. Sad to see.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So the perfect season for the Seminoles. Bobby Bowden shot at the national championship, coming down to this play. It is 4th down and goal to go. 20-yard line. 2:31 left.
This isn't hard. You rush 3 and backpedal everybody else into the end zone.
Tipped.
Oh, my goodness!
Kez McCarty.
Oh, my! With apologies to Dick Enberg. Oh, my! Oh, goodness!
2 minutes and 26 seconds left. And the drama continues.
How do you teach a kid not to go for the interception? How do you teach a kid not to do that? Just bat the ball down. 4th down and 20.
And here is the extra point, and it is good.
Take a look in the middle of the field. Here's the seam route right there. And take a look. Turns around. The ball's right there. Hits him in the hands. It bats up in the air. And McCorvey with the catch. Oh, McGee has got to be frustrated. Right there, right where he should be in coverage. Coming out right at you. Watch number 17. It's a pop-up. There it goes. McCorvey's concentration right on the ball.
Not go onto the playing field at the end of the game. This is for your safety and the safety of everyone
And the reaction of Bobby Bowden.
Common sense should never be taken lightly.
And the reaction of Lou Holtz. We'll be back with the onside kick in a moment. Don't go away. As the sun is setting over Notre Dame Stadium, we have 2:26 left to go in the ball game. Are we looking at the possibility of an onside kick? It must go 10 yards or be touched by one of the receiving team members to be recovered by Florida State. Or will they kick it away and leave it up to the defense? It's an onside kick. It goes 10 yards. Notre Dame has the ball. Notre Dame recovers the onside kick.
Clark is the one with the recovery. Great idea on the part of Florida State to go with the left foot. Surprising completely, but the ball comes right to him. All those white shirts bearing down on him, and he's still able to hang on. He's got to be hurting a little bit.
Sean Wooden, number 22, is the man who recovers the onside kick, and he is hurting.
I can tell you from personal experience, Charlie. Everybody is pointing for you. It's unbelievable. Everybody's bearing down on you. They want to hurt you. Great
the ball
catch.
at the 47-yard line of Florida State. Becton, and he is smothered, literally smothered at the line of scrimmage. Still some time left, 2:15 and counting. And now Florida State will take their last timeout. Richard Coase making that last tackle. Now, what does all this mean? Right now, it looks as if Notre Dame, if they can hold on, they would take over the lead spot. Florida State would have a loss. They're going to drop down. Miami is currently third. This is the bowl coalition. Then Nebraska, Ohio State, Tennessee, Auburn on probation, Florida, West Virginia, and Texas A&M. And what does it all mean?
I think the big question here, Charlie, is how far down does Florida State drop? If indeed the score ends up the way it is at 31-24. You put Miami over them, even though Florida State handily beat Miami earlier in the season? Or is it inevitable then, if Miami were to win its remaining games, that Miami and Notre Dame would find themselves in the Fiesta Bowl for the national championship?
But also lurking is Nebraska. Nebraska is undefeated. They have 2 games remaining, a big one at home against Oklahoma. And Nebraska won today against Iowa State, and should they win big against Oklahoma, they might move back up in this poll. You know, they're higher in one of the other polls, and they feel as being undefeated is that they should be the #2 team following this ballgame.
That certainly is the big debate right now as to why Miami seems to be garnering more votes in that poll despite the one loss, even though, as you mentioned, Nebraska's undefeated.
Second down and 10 at the 47-yard line. With the full house, and there is not anything there. This is Jeff Burris, who has scored a couple of touchdowns off of that formation. But Kevin McDougal is running the formation here. Before the ball game, it's been Paul Fela, and we have an injured player down. That stops the clock with 2:05, the time remaining.
You hear the boos from the crowd. They're wondering if this guy's faking it. Todrick McIntosh just to stop the clock.
It will be third down and about 8 yards to go. Mark Edwards, the freshman from Norwood, Ohio, has checked into that offensive lineup. That's the first time that we have seen him this afternoon.
Now again, hindsight is 20/20, but if this is 2:05, you figure that Bentley could have kicked the ball out of the end zone. They take it on the 20-yard line. If they're running the same course of plays, it's on the 20, and they punt with, say, about a minute 20 left in the game at midfield. Charlie Ward, again, you know, second guessing is wonderful, but
Notre Dame on third downs has converted only 4 of 12. But remember the last sequence when they started from their 20, Notre Dame came out throwing and looking for some big plays to get upfield. So I'm not sure we would have seen the same sequence of plays. So it is third down and 8. And now the clock is started. 2 minutes and counting. Time remaining.
Unlike the pros, there's no concession for adding that time in the last 2 minutes when somebody is injured. And so it appears that maybe they got away with one. There's some players smiling down the Florida State sideline.
Ray Zellers. And now Notre Dame will just let the clock continue to run.
Now Florida State smart. They bounce up here. Now they can punt the ball. 28, 27, 26.
22 seconds and counting on the 25. That's the 25-second clock on the left. They'll just let that run all the way down.
Absolutely. Because at this point, the 5 yards isn't going to be inconsequential. At a minute 1, they'll probably take the penalty and punt after that. And this also brings up an interesting point, though, Charlie, because they call timeout just before the penalty. Brings up an interesting point. If the guy can kick it into the end zone, do you run the risk maybe of taking a run back at this point with a minute left in the game? You know, got to let it all hang out. Maybe see if you can set up a return. They went for the block last time, and that didn't work. Why not put Vanover back as your punt returner and give it a shot?
They may just do that.
He's your big returner.
The Seminoles huddling on the far sideline.
Let me say at this point, too, Charlie, regardless, as we just saw Charlie Ward, in my opinion, I think he's still a Heisman Trophy winner, regardless of the outcome of this game today. And I think a lot of people felt that way coming in.
Everyone wondered coming into a ball game of this magnitude, is this a game that kind of gets away from everybody? Well, it certainly hasn't. The unsung factor has been the defense of Notre Dame, that they shut down the Seminoles, particularly in the second quarter. Gave their offense a chance to move out in front. And Notre Dame leads 31-24. As you see with 1:02 left. Florida State is going for the block. They do not have a return man back.
But you know what, though? They do. They need one guy back just so the guy can't let it roll and kill the clock. They need somebody to catch it, at least a fair catch it, if nothing else.
No block. Did he get a piece of it, or is it just a bad kick?
Terrible kick.
Terrible kick. It's going to be down around the 37-yard line.
I tell you what, number 11 right there. He should have picked it up. He had a clear sailing.
Because once you have touching by the kicking team past the line of scrimmage, you can always get the ball back there.
Devin Bush had a shot there. The ball was touched right at the end there. He had the ball clear sailing if he would have been thinking.
5 yards on the kick.
Take a look at the shank. You're going to see underneath. Now watch as the Notre Dame players try and down it, and they hurry up. If the ball is not completely down, it can touch. Now watch number 11 at the end of the play on the bottom left of your screen if you get a chance to see it. Now there the ball pops right up. If Bush picks it up, he can go right there. He can go. But he didn't think of it.
Florida State at their own 37-yard line. 51 seconds left. Flag is down. Charlie Ward scrambles. He is up into Murray. Laterals off. Kez McCorvey, but there's a marker on the play.
Wow, heads up.
Whoa.
That was heads up on the part of Ward. Oh, man, never say die.
There's a flag down.
The flag came down right at the start of the play. And from the Florida State reaction, it will be against Notre Dame. Florida State down by 7. And, of course, you know in college ball, a touchdown, you can go for 2. And Bobby Bowden has said sometimes it's tougher to go for 1, but every time I've gone for 2. And he hasn't been that successful.
No, he hasn't.
Not when the game has been on the line.
We have offsides on the defense. Penalties refused.
They want the play. No, they want the penalty. That's what he's trying to tell them. The penalty's not refused. They want the play because they want first down.
So it is second down and short. Charlie Ward fires, pass is complete, 50-yard line. And this is Ward Dunn who pulls it in.
They've got to hustle up because even though the clock stops here, they've got to get set.
They've got to be ready because the clock will start as soon as the chains are set.
And you can see Ward in a hurry trying to get it, so as soon as the official pulls his arm up, he can hike the ball.
Clock starts.
Now he's got to do it. Ward has to hurry. He's taking too much time. He's taking too much time. That cost him at least 6 seconds, Charlie.
He's got to get out of bounds, and he does. 17 seconds left. Kez McCorvey, good for 18. And what an afternoon Kez McCorvey has had. 10 for 130 and a touchdown.
Now out of bounds here, Ward can take his time. He also realized with 17 seconds left, he doesn't necessarily have to throw it into the end zone. He can throw it in the middle of the field and get the first down, hustle up, spike the ball, and then give himself a chance with 2 shots in the end zone.
Deep over the middle. It is caught.
Now he's got to spike the ball. He's got to get up. He's got to get everybody just to stand there and spike the ball.
Clock stop momentarily till the chains get there. Then he will, as soon as the referee starts the clock there, it has started. Here is the snap. Lost a couple. No, he's going to throw for it in the end zone. And it is batted away. 3 seconds left.
I'm really surprised he didn't spike it there, Charlie. He would have had 2 more chances. Now it's all down to this one play. What a game. All the hype, all the time, all the game of the century, and it comes down to one play.
And Notre Dame takes a timeout.
Oh, boy.
The ball at the 14-yard line. 3 seconds left.
I would have told you at this point, Charlie, and I said, boy, I really don't like Florida State's chances. But after that 4th and 20, whatever it was, the ball pops up, stranger things have happened. Now, what has to be decided here on the Notre Dame side for Rick Minner is the last time what they did is they rushed 3 and they backpedaled everybody into the end zone, and that didn't work. Do you take a chance here with the blitz? I don't think so. I think that you've got to rush 3, put 8 people in the end zone, and make them beat you with that. On the other side of the ball, you're saying to yourself, you know that that's what they want to do. What about the possibility of running a screen pass to Dot? Everybody's going to be backpedaled into the end zone. Get 5 people in front of him. Get him a chance to get the ball and move up the field. It's going to be interesting. Great chess match right here going on both sides.
The score, 31-24. The time, 3 seconds. And this is a moment that memories are made of.
If there's a magic gadget that Bobby Bowden has in his tricks, this would be the time.
Three seconds to go. National title on the line for Florida State. It's also there for Notre Dame. It's within the grasp of either ball club. The ghost of Newt Rockne is living, and he is smiling.
Coach, you've been involved in some games in your day. Where does this one compare?
This was just a great football game. I compliment Florida State, Charlie Ward. They refused to quit. Our players didn't either. It's one game, and I think lived up to all the hype.
Lived up to all the hype. Those moments at the end.
Thank you. Good job, fine team.
Sportsman, those moments at the end, what were you thinking? What were you feeling?
Well, all you can do is stay focused. You know you're going to be in this type of game. They are every bit as good as I thought. We played well. We're happy to win.
You know, I sense going in that this game would mean respect for you, that maybe people weren't thinking this was a real good team. Tell me.
I think the last couple of days I said we were going to play pretty well, and then we felt we belonged here. Florida State's every bit as good as I thought. Our players really competed.
How did you know you were going to play this well against a fine Florida State team?
You could just sense it in practice, the game plan coming together, everybody focused. I'm proud of them.
Coach, I can't hear a thing. Congratulations. And back up to you. You would do differently.
No, I think the 2 turnovers, I don't think they turned it over at all. We turned it over twice.
And that was the voice of Bobby Bowden talking about the turnovers and the reaction of the Florida State Seminoles.
Ken Alexander, a finalist for the Rhodes Scholarship. You can see the frustration on his face. He thought this was his turn. He's a senior. He thought it was going to be his turn for the national title. Give Notre Dame credit. Look at that. You can just see the frustration. There is the resilience of youth, but it's just so tough to take at this point. You're so close, and it comes down to that one play, and it's taken away from you.
Let's go down to OJ.
Nice to meet you. I'm trying to go this way, yeah.
We have some technical difficulties. The Irish #1, absolutely.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I caught a little of it earlier, and Bobby Bowden tipped his hat to Notre Dame, and he also made the point that the 2 turnovers that they had were crucial in the first half. Notre Dame, again, did not turn the ball over. 4.5 games, they didn't do that. Mistake-free football is the reason Notre Dame won today.
And as close as this game was, Florida State could drop only to #2. That is one of the possibilities. The Bulls will come out later with the mix of everything else that has gone on this weekend as we are beginning to wind down. Now we have everything set. Let's go down to OJ.
Bobby, You got over the Miami Jinx as your old friend Lou Holtz. Your feelings right now?
Well, I wish we could have won it, but we lost a darn ball game, and they're a great ball club, man. I mean, they're good as our Saints.
Hopefully, you'll get to see them again on New Year's Day.
I wish we could win the rest of our games and get a shot at them again. But they're pretty darn good.
Anything that you can think of right now that you would do differently?
Oh no, I think the 2 turnovers. I don't think they turned it over at all. We turned it over twice. That was probably the difference in the game. Plus, the wind affected us. When you're throwing the football 2 quarters, it hurts you. We got all our interceptions, the bad plays in. But they beat us. I would not go to
Hope you get a chance to correct that and see you on New Year's Day, Coach.
And like a heavyweight championship bout, the Bowl Coalition could well decide if there is a rematch on the horizon.
If Riddick, Bowe, and Evander Holyfield are doing it again, what would prevent Florida State and Notre Dame from doing it again in the Fiesta Bowl? He rolls to his left. He sees an opening at the end, but there it is right in front. Wooden bats it down, and it's a victory for the Domers.
The last 3 seconds, and time runs out on Florida State.
Needed to get just a little bit more air under this one. Look at Wooden. He knows where he is on the field. Jumps up. Great play. Notre Dame is victorious. What a game.
And you notice that Fryer was open at the 5.
Take a look at the reaction of Charlie Ward. All of it has come down to this one play. Still, once again, implacable. A lot of class, that young man. Heisman Trophy winner for 1993.
And now we're set as the crowds have stormed onto the field here. The Chevrolet players of the game, Kes McCorvey of Florida State and Jeff Burris of Notre Dame. In conjunction with this program, Chevrolet will contribute $2,000 to the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators for disbursement to deserving college students so that they may continue their education. What a ball game. You look for the big games, you want to be there, you want to be involved, you want it to live up to what it could be, and it certainly did.
And I'm pleased to be here with you. What a thrill.
Let's go down to Bob Costas.
Charlie, you said it. This is what you hope to be a part of. There's just one very small problem for us. We've lost a camera in all the confusion, so we'll say goodbye verbally here. Bobby Bowden is a great coach. He may yet have a chance in a certain scenario for a national title this year, but today belonged to Lou Holtz and the Irish. Strategically, statistically, emotionally, and with finality. 31-24. Here's a final